Hi, we are at High Output's Charles River Studios in Canton, Massachusetts.
With High Output Academy and WIFVNE. I'm Meghan Young.
And I am Alison Cupples.
And this is Backlit, Account Manager Edition. All kinds of people rent from High Output. We always say no order is too small, so we'll work with anyone. We will work with students all the way up to feature films, from small community theater companies all the way up to large touring shows and broadcast as well as commercials.
A lot of times people reach out to us through email or a phone call to start the conversation. They send us a list and we get started by putting that into the system and our inventory system. We consult with them on the gear that they've requested. Sometimes there could be availability issues. If that happens, we consult with them on either potential subs or we might go out and look for it. After we kind of get done with that process with our client, it goes out to the shop.
The shop list has now been complete, so we then speak with our operations department in our warehouse as well. And if we need to sub things, our operations department will help us. And once the order is ready to go, we tell the shop this is ready to pull. They print out the order in their own spreadsheet or pick list, as we would call it, and they pull the items off the shelf. A lot of things are serialized, so they're going to scan it to make sure that that is being allocated to that order and that order only. So now we can actually keep track of our equipment, so we'll know if sky panel number 6 didn't return on time or if there's damage to it, we can track it back to what order that was on. The shop will get everything prepared, put it in the hampers, put it into what we call the outgoing wall here at High Output, and then it's ready for pickup. Client will show up and either sign contracts and load their car and drive away, or we will actually load a truck and deliver it to them. One part of our job is to put the equipment into our database, make sure it's available, get it ready, and give it to you. The other part of the job is more of the administrative accounting side of things. If you're a brand new client to us, we need to open an account with you. We are going to ask for specific documents to make sure that you're a legit company. That comes down to 4 things really. We have the business application, we have the certificate of insurance, we have the payment terms, and we have the contract.
If you're a new client coming into us, you're filling out the business application for the first time and going through that process for the first time, we will ask that you pay for that rental up front, so usually at the time of pickup, and that means you are a COD client or cash on delivery. Terms you often get extended to you after you've had some financial history with us. When you get terms that they are usually explained in ways like receipt of invoice, net 15 or net 30, so on and so forth. What that means usually is how long you have to pay that invoice from the day that you get it. If you get your invoice day 1 and you have net 30 terms, that means you have 30 days to pay the invoice. If it's receipt of invoice, that means it's due at that time.
The thing it comes down to is when you're filling out a business application, you are putting down your contact information, you are putting down your accounting information if it's different. Like if you're a company, you're going to have an accounting department. If you're an individual, you are probably the accountant. What we also ask in our business application is trade references, which are references of people that you might have some financial history with. So have you worked with another rental company before? Have you, and that could be equipment, that could be a location, that could be any place that you might have exchanged money with that they would have an account with you already. What we do is we will call up those trade references and say, hey, so-and-so put you down as a trade reference. How was your experience with them? And they will say, oh, they were fantastic. Their shop lists were beautiful. They were prompt in payment and they returned everything on time and everything was with a smile. What a pleasure to work with that person. And then we will go, that's great. And we'll continue our rental with them.
With contracts for our orders, it depends on the type of the order. We have a template that is our general terms and conditions for most rentals. And for 90% of accounts, that's what we do. There are some larger companies we work with or feature films and studios that like to have a little bit more say in what those terms are, and we do a process back and forth where we kind of come to an agreement on a contract with that client, going over that legalese essentially in our terms and conditions and modifying it so that it works for both of us.
So with all of our orders, we ask for a certificate of insurance, and on that insurance, High Output asks for 3 things. General liability is if a light falls over and hits someone in the head, you are now covered. High Output is covered in case of a lawsuit. Equipment coverage is if that light falls over and shatters all over the floor, this is going to cover the replacement cost of that equipment. The auto insurance covers the vehicle in case of accident or something that might happen during that rental.
I wouldn't call myself a gaffer per se, but I do know our equipment well. I've been doing this for a long time. I know and understand how a lot of people use it out in the field, and I'm constantly talking to my clients about how they're using it out in the field.
There are times where people might not fully know what lights to pick, but they know they need to light something, and we are here to collaborate with you and help you. Other times people know exactly what they need and they just send us a shop list, which is a list of equipment that they need to successfully pull off their shoot. But a lot of times account management is definitely collaboration with a client, whether they are very new to the industry and don't know much, and very experienced people as well.
So we work with students and recent graduates all the time. It's a really great process for us as account managers to really get to know some people as they're really starting to break into the industry, and it's really fun. They learn a lot from us, we learn a lot from them, and we're happy to help them learn and grow more as well.
Everything in our High Output warehouse is available for rental.
And the great news is, if you're a WIFVNE member, you get a discount.